Good morning, everyone. This is Black Forest coming to you with another pre-market analysis video. We're going to be looking at the AUD USD, the Aussie USD. But before we get to breaking down this currency pair, we're going to have to state that this video is for educational purposes only. This is not financial advice, but as we know, the reason why you're here is to get good financial content to prove one's abilities as a Forex trader to be able to make some money in this market. So before we get to breaking down this currency pair, let's go ahead and get to breaking down this currency pair. Now, before we look at the technical analysis, we got to look at the fundamentals. Um, okay, as we stated before, that the USD has almost like a two-sided coin effect going into this week with the American inflation is heavily of causing affecting the American inflation is heavily causing the USD to act as a weaker currency heading into this week. But due to the Russia-Ukrainian conflict, it is also acting as a safe haven as well, being that America is one of the major countries instituting sanctions against Russia. Okay. And also, even though the Aussie has been one of our stronger currencies over the last couple of trading weeks, it is also too a panic currency. So anytime you hear any type of news in which they state that can cause global panic, it automatically devalues and starts to lose its value. So we have to trade the currencies that are considered panic currencies very cautiously this week, understanding that there can be a fundamental shift in the currency due to geopolitical events that will cause the markets to panic and cause price to drop instantly. Okay, so we have to keep that in mind. But let's say there are no geopolitical events affecting the market, because as I stated also in previous videos, we have a situation in which Ukraine and Russia have entered into a beginning of peace talks. So that has kept the market somewhat stable. Okay, so fundamentally, the AUD is stronger than the USD, so we'll be looking for a push in price to go up. But like as I stated before, if we start to have fundamental shifts in the strength due to geopolitical events causing the markets to panic, what we will start to have is a push down. But as long as we don't have those geopolitical events that can cause the currencies to switch from activation to panic and safe haven respectively, we will continue to have a push up. Okay, but we're gonna have to watch out when price gets around this area because it can drop again very sharply. So keep that in mind when you see these major areas where price did very sudden change in moves. The psychology of the market's gonna remember that. So keep that in mind trading this. So if you start seeing it creeping up to this area right here, you may want to wait to see how the chart is going to behave before you enter in any positions. But unless we have fundamental changes being affected by geopolitical events, this is looking like we're going to be in a long position or a buy heading into this week. But let's say if we do have issues in which Russia becomes a lot more aggressive than Ukraine, either Ukraine or Russia decides to leave the peace talks, or let's just say that the NATO nations want to get a little bit more aggressive with Russia, or Russia wants to get a little bit more aggressive with the NATO nations. This is all going to cause global panic in which that this price will start to drop immediately. Okay, so you have to keep these things in mind while trading. But for the most part, we're looking like we're going to be continue to go up and into a long position heading into this week. We're probably having some midweek turnaround once we get a little higher than that, dropping to down this area here. Okay, but please keep these things in mind while trading this week, because if you try to just trade the straight fundamentals without taking into the if you try to just trade the straight technical analysis without taking into account the fundamentals that's affecting these markets, you will lose money. Okay, so I hope that information was helpful for you guys. Happy trading.